I think you got to do a good job of balancing both. The one thing you don't want to do is go in and then scrap everything. You know what I mean? Because there were some things that I thought that we did really well. The next thing is I haven't seen many day one systems that come in the very next year and just been rolling at a high level. I just haven't seen it. So. I wanted to do enough where it was a lot of familiarity as far as verbiage and things like that, and then just kind of put a different twist to it if we did want to change it. I thought the throw game was pretty good. I think we ended up being like middle of the pack in the conference and everything like that as far as passing the ball. That's what I mean by throw game. I'm sorry. And so, a lot of the stuff concept wise, I thought quarterbacks and everybody kind of knew a bunch of stuff right there, knew what to do and kind of what we were trying to get done in that aspect. But and then there were some different things in the run game that I thought we did well too. You know what I mean? Obviously everything could need tweaks, and I think it's going to be a bunch of differences when it comes to different sets that we might be in, and or different things we might do. Both passing the ball and running the ball. You know what I mean? But I think that changes from year to year. Anyway, like I said, just because each team you get new pieces. So, just what we're going to ask certain guys to do might look a little bit different. Trying to, basically how we could try to scheme up things to get certain matchups at one position or another. That might look a little bit different. So, just trying to put it all together. But right now everybody's excited, so we'll see how it all fits.
Winter came in with a lot of hype, on him. He's got a lot of stats in high school.
Right.
Would you guys consider designing a special package for him, or is it just, kind of let him get into college first?
Well, this is one practice. We've only had one practice with the guy. And so, it's obviously you want to see a lot on what he can and can't handle. Right now he's taking in a lot. Right now, this is his first college practice. It's a lot to see. It's a lot left to see on what he can and can't do.
Did Jake progress to the level that you guys wanted him to last year? Were there more things that he could do that you could probably work on with him this year?
Everybody's got room for improvement, But did he progress from one year to the next? Absolutely. And then we're going to ask him to progress a lot more from last year to this season. And then, hopefully he stays around and has a good enough season where we have a choice. But hopefully he stays around and progresses, going into the next year. But I think you can ask the same thing for all the players that's here. But we are proud with kind of how he has progressed. And then we got to keep him moving in that direction going into this season as well.
Right.
I haven't been through a season where you hadn't need more than 3 running backs. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you have 3 good adequate ones, then you're probably going to use all 3 throughout the course of the year. Especially with running the ball and being balanced, you're gonna have to do that. So in order to keep guys healthy, keep guys fresh, and be able to make it all year long, being able to run the football, I think you're gonna use all 3, if not more.
Run per game.
As many as possible. As many as possible. I tell people this, as far as the exact number, I don't know. I do want to average. I want to be up there in the average of as far as number of plays, in the conference, as we can. It's really simple. You know what I mean? The more plays you run, the more opportunities you get for yards and points. You just get. The more plays, you just get more at bats. And so that's the biggest thing. But
Coming off of the injury, and what have you seen from him?
I think you see him kind of work his way back in it. The biggest blessing that we're doing that we have is having him out there during spring practice. And so, I think there's kind of anytime you have severe injuries, and so I think there's stages that people kind of go through. They got the actual healing stage where they get better physically, and then now you got the whole mental part of it, where there's no matter who it is, there's still a mental block to it. So now those guys got to work through being out there with cutting on it, and with guys pulling on them, and guys diving out down there at your ankle, and you got to go out there and be able to play through all that stuff. So, I think having him during spring, it moves them through those stages where we're not having to deal with that in the fall, and so which is good. But he was out there today like nothing's happened. So so we'll see. But he's good today, and like I said, today was the first day for him, and right now we're keeping him non-contact until a little bit later on in the spring. I think that's the plan. So, but right now he's out there doing it and everything else.